We got a lot of stuff to cover here today, so let's not waste any time and jump into it. And we're going to start with this. You know, we're now moved past the age of DVD discs and Blu-rays. I'm not trying to start a physical media versus digital argument here, but we have now moved into, in the world of home entertainment, streaming. But while streaming services have been clamoring to get new subscribers, getting subscribers is one thing. Holding on to subscribers is another thing, as a lot of people have engaged in what we call churn, where as long as there's a series on, let's say Disney Plus that you want to watch, like let's say The Mandalorian just came out in here, or Mandalorian season 4, for whatever, I'm making it up. You subscribe to Disney Plus and you watch Mandalorian season 4, and then you go, okay, I'm done with that, and you unsubscribe. And then maybe next year when another show comes out that you're interested in, you subscribe then. It's a common phenomena that we know as churn, and churn has become the number one biggest enemy for streaming services. And the problem, I got to say, even though I knew it was a big problem, apparently, according to this new study, it's a bigger problem than I thought, as they're saying like almost half of streaming service subscribers actually engage in churn. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, who write this. Overall, 42% of U.S. streaming subscribers, quote unquote, regularly subscribe, cancel, and resubscribe, according to Amper consumer findings. However, and this is interesting, research also found that Disney Plus subscribers who had previously churned and then returned, aka resubscribed, to take the Disney Plus / Hulu / ESPN Plus bundle are, get this, 59% less likely, as my thing jumps over place, 59% less likely to churn within 12 months than those who take Disney Plus alone. Okay. So with the proliferation of streaming, and by the way, the almost weekly news story of one of the streaming services increasing its prices, churning continues to become a bigger and bigger problem for them. As a matter of fact, even in the headline here, it puts it really well when it says, new subscribers are harder to find, which makes retention all the more important. So it's like getting the subscriber, right? In classical business models, make the sale, get the subscriber, right? But now that's not even half the battle. The next part of the battle is great. You got somebody signed up. Now you got to keep them. And that's become a bigger and bigger problem. Now, we have been seeing more and more of these places coming together to do bundles, right? Like just recently, forget Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Now it looks like Disney Plus and Max are going to be bundling. It looks like Peacock and some others are going to be bundling, because the study shows that when people are in one subscription to multiple streaming services, they are 59% less likely to churn. Because, okay, yeah, my Mandalorian season 4 ended on Disney Plus. That's fine. But you know what? House of the Dragon's on Max, and that's part of my bundle, so I'm not going to churn. And when that's down, hey, I like to watch my UFC fights, so I got my ESPN on there.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And when that's done, what's the, I don't know, what's a big Hulu show? Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale's come back.
Only Murders, whatever. Yeah.
Only Murders, Shogun.
Wrexham on FM.
Wrexham. It's a great example of that. Just finished watching the second season. Awesome. Right? So the bundling is made specifically to counter. The only reason they're doing bundling, I'm telling you, the only reason they're doing bundling is as a strategy to try to cut down the amount of churn going on. And apparently it's working. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying they're like, they want people, the retention here, like with the subscribers, they want to keep them. And what I was reading is what these bundles, right? They sign up maybe for like a year, like with some of these bundles, right? And like, it keeps them there, like offering more, like people want to feel like their money's being well spent. Like when it comes to streaming services.
Yeah, because now you're getting a package.
Because if you're not watching anything, you're just sitting there and you're paying for something.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, all the I think all the weaker like services really do need to team up with a bigger service just to make, just to get some money. I don't know. The bundle thing, to me, I'm all for it. especially if it's
Well,
it's cheaper.
That's why I think the Paramount Plus thing going like into being merged with something else is a great idea.
Merging into a partnership with like a Max or
And I
something
think
else
Peacock,
like that.
Comcast needs to work out some kind of deal with either Apple or Amazon or someone.
Well, I think they have with Peacock, did they not? Like
I'm
did,
pretty sure they
Comcast.
did. But
they just recently said like Peacock and Netflix and something else
And
are
Apple
gonna-
TV.
and Apple TV
and
are
that's
going to be
not
going.
through that. That's like you don't have to have a cable provider for that, right? That's just like their own
Well, no,
individual.
that one might be the cable provider one, but that's going to come out
that-
in the wash anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's two groups. It's Comcast with that bundle, and then there's Warner Brothers and Disney with Disney Plus.
Right, but it's not going to be
Hulu.
connected to any cable network.
Right. No.
So see, I've never been a churner myself, and the reason I'm not a churner is because unlike a lot of other people who like, hey, I subscribe to Max to watch House of the Dragon. And I do watch House of the Dragon, but like I'm more of a subscriber to these services because of the library. Like more times than not, when I turn on a streaming service, I'm not usually watching a brand new thing. I'm usually going in to watch a library thing. Like I'll often load up my Disney Plus to go back and watch an old Pixar film, an older Marvel film,
Right.
an older Star Wars film, whatever. I'll often pop on Hulu to go back and watch, you know what? I didn't watch last season of The Rookie or whatever.
Because it's a huge library of great stuff.
Yeah, well, depending on the service.
For that,
Right?
I'm saying for the ones you mentioned.
But like same thing with Max.
And
Like
Max.
the main reason I'm primarily a member of Max is not for House of the Dragon, although I would get it just for House. It's because they have some of the greatest television shows in history ever
And
made, and I like going back and checking them out.
And documentaries.
But guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's episode, Manscaped. Sizzle alert, this summer, let the only thing that's smoking at your barbecue be the grill, not your grooming game. Get ready for the ultimate cookout season with Manscaped. Whether you're flipping burgers or cannonballing into the pool, make sure your meat looks neat with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Head to manscaped.com and use the code CAMPEA for 20% off and free shipping. Now, come on, guys, if you're like me, you used to do your grooming the old barbaric way. You know, using the clippers on your electric shaver? It never did a good job and always left me screaming out several profanities. So like me, you know that you need the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is perfect for achieving that crisp, clean, and confident look for your barbecues and beach days. The Weed Whacker 2.0, guys, keep your ears and nose as tidy as your hedges next door with our Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. And you get Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion, Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and Boxers 2.0, the ultimate supplement to those hot summer days, equipped with the signature jewel pouch to protect your meatballs wherever the heat takes you. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use that code CAMPEA. Manscaped, the perfect way to get your patties sizzling hot this summer. But that brings up the question then. You see, is it a problem that they're all acknowledging, studies are showing almost half of subscribers are churning? So they've come up with a way to try to cut back churning by making bundles. But here's the question I have. Are they making a mistake by simply trying to come up with something to cut back churning instead of addressing why are our audience churning and can we change those things? For example, a lot of people will churn, I know with Disney Plus, because for people who sign up to watch new stuff, Disney Plus very rarely puts out new premium stuff. They put out low premium stuff all the time, but I mean, a new Marvel show, a new Star Wars show, whatever, a new Percy Jackson, like premium level content they put out very rarely. So instead of saying, hey, let's focus in on if that's one of the things causing churn, let's address that and let's try to make more premium content outside of Marvel and Star Wars. Also, the second big thing I think that leads to churn, besides people who look for new stuff and not getting a regular diet of new stuff, is the constantly re-upping of the charges, right? It's getting more and more expensive. So I just wonder if they're making a mistake by coming up with a third-party answer by bundling, which I do think that's going to help, instead of addressing the root causes of churning, which is not enough premium new content and prices.
I believe that's why Netflix is ahead of the game right now. It's only because their massive library of different sorts of genres and things like that. It'll be interesting to see, because I know a lot of, like, let's say Comcast popular shows are still being licensed to other streaming services. It'll be interesting to see when those go back to their actual, whatever you call it,
To their home.
to their home, where that leaves like someone like Netflix, who like half of their library is probably licensed from other, so like until the other streaming services get their libraries like bigger, where they expand their libraries, I think churning is going to be a issue for a while.
Yeah, until bundling again, bundling I think is going to be a very, very effective thing to reduce churn. So we'll see. And now the question will be, will there be bundles of bundles? So like you get a bundle, and I'm being serious. You get like a bundle of 3 services over here, a bundle of 2 services over here, and it's called, Bumble Bundle over here, and over here is Bundle Plus. And then they decide, you know what? Let's make a bundle of the bundles. Let's put all those 2 things together. And like, and at some point, let me ask any of you guys, we're going to see how old school tech many of you guys are who are watching the show. And I might even be saying the letters wrong, so it might be embarrassing, but any of you guys remember ICQ? Anybody remember ICQ?
I've heard of that.
Okay. So back in the day, like before FaceTime, before WhatsApp, before, all these, there was, in the beginning, back in the earlier days of the internet, there were these chat applications you get on your computer where you can like live chat with people, right?
Like that?
There you go. You could live chat with people. Now, here's the thing though. This became a problem because different applications started coming out that you could chat to people with. But let's say I was on, Chat App 1, but Ray used Chat App 2. We couldn't talk together.
Right. Yeah.
We'd both have to have the same chat app. And then out of nowhere came ICQ, which was one ring to rule them all. It was the chat app that you could bring in your accounts and connect your other chat apps. So you could just have one chat app, ICQ, and talk to all your friends who use all the other chat apps. I think that's kind of what we might be heading towards at some point. A master bundle. a bundle where basically all 5 of the biggest streaming services say, get the master bundle for $35 a month, whatever you get. Netflix, Disney Plus, Peacock, I already said Netflix, Max,
Apple TV.
Apple TV Plus. Yeah, for $35, $45 a month, whatever, you get the master bundle.
The bundle B.
Yeah, as long as they're not like you get the master bundle, but it's like 720p and commercials. Like I don't mind commercials, but you better give me 1080p minimum or 4K.
Yeah, so they do that. You know what? Forget 59%. I think you reduce churn by 95% if that happens, but that could be your dream. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? They're saying now that like 42% of streamers in America engage in churn, but with bundles, the likelihood of them churning reduces by almost 60%. What do you think that means for the future of streaming? Do you think they should be addressing more of the root causes of it? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.